What is allowed is, you can change some parameters of this calculated field. You can go to calculated field. You can edit it. You can edit it. If the moment you edit, you see you are able to change the name. So instead of uppercase we can use lowercase. That is fine. You can change the description. So in capital letters. Instead of capital letters, you can say in small letters, and the calculation you can change from uppercase. You can change it to lowercase. You can also change the source field. Maybe first name is not what you are looking for, right, so you can change that. But can you change the function? That is format text. Can you change it to something else? No. No, not a full. The answer is no. The answer is no, so be careful when you are editing a calculated field. There will be certain things you will be able to change, but not the calculation. Okay, so now I have changed it. So now do I have to change the report? I just changed the calculated field. Let's look at the report. You see, it is automatically changed. First name in lowercase right. I just changed the name of the field. I changed the underlying calculation. But here it is automatically changed because I changed the same field. I did not create a new field. I was working on that same exact field, right? So I changed the parameters. I changed the name. That is why it is automatically updated in the report. Let's run this. Or shall we test it? Let's test this report one more time. So I go to the related actions. Custom report test. Don't we need to change for column heading overwrite? Yeah, good point. Yes, we should. Otherwise it is inconsistent. Now, right. It still says first name in uppercase, but we are having the data in a different way. But at least the calculation field is working now, right? We are able to get the first name in lowercase. Do we all agree to that? Now the calculation is updated, correct? Right. So let's change it. Let's change the report a little bit. Let's change it. Custom report edit. The column heading overwrite needs to be updated. Okay, so it will be in lowercase. Now, that is perfect. All right. Now we change this calculated field so easily, right? So that makes me a bit scared. What if I write a nice fancy calculated field and somebody else changes it? How do I calculate the fields? They are not restricted by owner. Otherwise, how will other people find my calculated fields? They are not restricted by owner. But what we can do, and what we had to do on one particular occasion was, you can see the audit trail. Okay, you can look at the related actions. You can go to audits. You can view the audit trail. Right. You can see who made changes to this particular calculated field in the last whatever 1 week. I'm looking for 1 week. So these are all the changes that happened. Initially, somebody created it. I mean, we created it. So it's a field's name. This is the name of the field, this is the description. And then we did something. Right. And then what happened? Correct. This is the change that we did. Isn't it? Right. And the new value of the name, the field's name. The name has also changed. What formats, first name in lowercase, is the new name and what was the old name? The old name was first name in uppercase. And who did it? Who did it? Who is the naughty person? It gives you the name as well. This is the person who changed it. Right. So this actually happened in our case. We were preparing for go live. We had created everything. We had created a report, a calculated field, and everything was working. We had tested in Sandbox. And then we moved it to production. And then we asked the person to test it. Right, to run the integration. They ran the integration and it did not work. Right. The integration was based on the report. It did not work. So they came back and said, "Hey, Krish, it's not working." So then we started looking at the calculated field in Sandbox. It looked absolutely fine. And then we were scratching our heads and then somebody said, "Hey, why don't we check it in production?" And I was like, "But yeah, I am the one who moved it." I know that if this looks the same in Sandbox, it would be exactly the same in production. But then anyway, I listened to his advice and I tried to compare and I saw that there was an important change made to the function. Right. Now, who changed it? And then we started doing the audit trail. We ran the audit trail. We saw that one of the customer's users had done it by mistake. Right. So we could see that it was that person's ID showing up in the audit trail. So we went back. We took screenshots. We said, "Hey, this is the reason." Right. So thankfully it was a customer's consultant who has done it, because we could say, "Hey, we are innocent. We did our work correctly. Somebody of your team made this mistake and that person accepted that. Yeah, I knew I was looking for something, and then I made a change. I'm sorry." But this audit trail. We use the audit trail to identify what changes were made, because otherwise, without the audit trail, just by looking at this particular field, can you tell what changes have happened to this calculated field? You will not be able to tell. So that is the reason this audit trail becomes very, very important. Okay, now this one also has this particular section which says, "Where used." It tells you in which report or in any other calculations this calculated field is used. Can I delete a calculated field from Workday? No, we can inactivate. Inactivating is only for organizations. Okay. You can delete calculated fields. You can. But there is a but. The but is, if this calculated field is used somewhere, then you cannot delete it. Okay. Now is this field used somewhere? Look at the where used section. It is used right. It is used in this particular report. Now let's go there. Let's go there and let's edit our calculated field. Okay. Before I do that, sorry, I go to the related actions of the field. I go to calculated field and you see, I don't have a delete option. Right. I don't have it in the calculated field. So now what I'll do is I'll go to the related actions of this report. I'll edit it. And remove this field. I'll remove this field from the report. Okay. Right. So now I have removed the field from my report. So can I search for the fields now? You can search for fields using the prefix field. Okay. If you search for a field using the prefix field, you will be able to get it. All right. Now, if I look at the where used, it's blank. Correct. Now will I be able to delete the calculated field? Yes. So I go to the deleted actions. I go to calculated field. I have a delete option. Right. I am able to delete it. So okay. Now it says the instance has been deleted. Right. So this field no longer exists now. It is not used in the report. It doesn't exist in the template. Right. So a field which is not used anywhere, like in any other calculated field, as a calculation or in any report, you can delete those calculated fields.